Okay, and right on time. We got the music over here on a pause. We're gonna come back to the party afterwards, but let me just check that we are live over here, and we are perfect on our KW Shares for Living group. I'm here with Richard Schulman. Richard,
Hello.
good to see you virtually. You you've been busy. You guys have been busy.
It's been a long, what month is this? August? It's been a long August so far.
So the motto for COVID is what day is it? It's
Yeah.
more it's nonstop. But no, you guys you know pretty much conquered another year. We just I mean I'm talking about 2019, right? You've been consistently and you can share a bit more about on that. But I think going 10 years or just under 10 years, like year after year, you, Richard, and your team just keep, the awards, the recognition, the production, the consistency, the focus. So when it comes to the volume sold and GCI and what have you, but I call it mostly in the level of service. Like you always evolve and step up on that level. So I appreciate your time. I know that you're a busy guy, and really wanted to have you here with our close group over here to share some kind of this mindset, the Schulman mindset of about you, your guys, and the team dynamics.
Yeah, when you say that, it's interesting because, first of all, like some of this recognition and stuff is it doesn't matter. What's only that matters is you do a good job for your clients and you make money for your family. Everything else is irrelevant. As far as the consistency, it always reminds me of a quote from Gary that massive success comes in mastering the minutia. That's a paraphrase of the quote. But Gary just talks about, everything is like people who succeed at a high level are doing the same thing over and over and like in a perfect way. And so when I look at what I do and what I try to coach my team to do is I'm just trying to get them to do the same thing every day at the highest possible level. And of course that's prospecting, right? I just had a coaching call with one of my agents and, she has 3 escrows and I'm trying to coach her on how do we get to 3 escrows next week. And I said, what are you going to do? And she said, well, I don't know. What should I do? I said, I'll give you the answer, but you're not going to like it. The answer is you're going to go from 20 contacts a day to 25 contacts a day, right? Like that's the secret sauce in all this is just instead of 20, we do 25. But we were doing 20 every day before that. So it's just a matter of consistency in your prospecting, and everything else falls into place.
Gary said, I think he was quoting someone else, but every time he says it, that's what he mentioned. But he says, real estate is a contact sport.
Yeah.
Right. So you're in the same game. So how long have you been doing this, Richard?
So I'm 16 years in real estate, and I just reset my cap, unfortunately. So this will be my 14th year at KW. I'm starting this month.
Wow, 14 year. And how many of those 14 years you've been working as a team?
So we're actually right at our 11-year anniversary of the first time I hired a buyer's agent at KW Westside. And so I've had buyer's agents productive for 11 years, and we've learned a lot over that time. We've made a lot of mistakes, and we've learned a lot. But I didn't come up with the idea. I was one of the first ones in LA really running a team. And that was all from KW training and process. And so we followed the model for staff and leverage and buyer's agents and showing assistants. And so, it's really the logical way to work it gives our clients the best service level. So it just makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. What was your approximate production last year, if you remember, volume units?
Well, I know exactly because we track our numbers. 125 million in sales, like 124.7, I think. And I think we did 151 units approximately, something like that.
125, 150. And how many people on your team?
So right now we have myself. We have 4 staff people, and I can break that down for you if you want. And then we actually have 5 staff people. And then we have a coach, like a training manager coach for the team. And then we have myself and 8 agents.
Yeah, which is once again, it's very impressive numbers if you break it down as well.
Yeah.
S-
I think we're very heavy on staffing because, I don't, people are listening. They're looking to join a team or they're looking to start a team. The team has to provide something to be a team, and the model is that the team has to provide business for the agents, right? The team's not going to survive if the agents have to get all their own business, but you also have to provide some sort of value. You know, if it was just us and a TC, what am I providing? But to really get our team producing at the highest level, we have to have all that staff. And if you join my team, Meny, I would definitely hire you, by the way, as a buyer's agent if you want it. But
Sure.
if I said, Meny, you're going to be a buyer's agent and you have to do all these things, you're not going to succeed at the highest level. So I just, I use that Pareto principle 80-20. Okay, Meny, you're really good at networking with people. You do that, and I have all the staffs can take care of everything else. They can show properties, they can write contracts, they TC your files, they get photos done for your listings. You just make your phone calls and go on appointments. And that's the way we look at our jobs. And so everyone's just doing the thing that they're best at.
Smart. Yeah. How long did it take you to get there with the team to perfection?
Oh, we're not even close to that. Right? Master's a journey.
Right.
We've probably been at this high level for about a year or two now that I'm really proud of where we're at. We've been on a constant stream of improvement, but where we are now is really markedly above where we were 3, 4, 5 years ago. And no disrespect to any of those people, that's all on me. I've just gotten better clarity on how to hire and organize people to produce at the highest level. It's not a function of anyone prior not being the best. It's just maybe I had people in the wrong seat, or not enough people, or not the right seats.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, because it's a very admirable way to take responsibility, right? Because you're when you run a team, any scale of a team, you are in the driver's seat, so you're pretty much in charge. And you said it in a very on spot. You said maybe I had the right people, but it's not in the right position, right?
Look, I hate when people complain, and I hate when people blame outside forces for their results. At the end of the day, it's the Richard Schulman team, and the results of the Richard Schulman team, it's never my assistant did a bad job. Well, I hired them, and I manage, lead, and train them, so that's on me. And I hire, manage, lead, and train the buyer's agents, and I hire, manage, lead, and train the people who train the buyer's agents. That's all on me. And if I blame them, there's no room for improvement. And I think like a hallmark of a good entrepreneur is constantly tinkering with the process to make it better. We've got like $30 million in pending escrows, and that's great. Yeah, cool. That's cool today. That's not cool 45 days from now if we're not there again. So I've got to figure out how to solve that problem. But yeah, I just think that people should take ownership of what they're doing. And if you let me ramble for a second, I find the same thing with agents. If you're an agent on my team and you say, oh, my client's crazy, I can't work with them, the client is the client, right? You chose to work with the client. Most likely you chose to work with the client because you chose not to prospect for better clients, right? You won't hear me complain about my clients because I prospect to work with the clients I want to work with. And if they're difficult, it's my choice to work with them in exchange for money. That's how the world works, right? There's no complaining. Everything is my choice and my obligation, And if it's not working out, I have to make a change, or you have to make a change. So,
yeah.
I read that book by Jocko Willink, Extreme Ownership. I'm sure you've at least seen it.
Awesome story. Yeah, I actually met him in person as well. So it's
scary.
Powerful story for sure.
Yeah.
And so thanks for sharing that, by the way. So break down the structure that you have, like in general, of how you function today.
Like what our team structure looks like?
Sure.
So, we're a very flat organization. So I know that KW has a big, 7th level, and we haven't really gone to the level and depth that a lot of teams have, and that's our choice and our method of operation. It's not good or bad. We basically have a CEO, lead admin who runs all the admin, and then we have agents. That's basically about it. So we have a lead admin who manages everything on the admin side, and we have a sales manager who basically manages the sales function, and then I've sort of hover on the margins of what they do. We have a listing manager. We have sort of a marketing client care manager. We have a showing assistant, and we have a runner. So that should be 5 people total. And then we outsource all of our TC work. And, if you're doing your own TC work, I mean, what a burn on time and energy as a if you're a salesperson, I won the worst paperwork award 3 times at Westside because I was doing my own files, and I would just hand them like a stack of papers. And when I first hired a TC, I was like, amazing. So if you're doing your own TC work, you need to stop, because people who like doing it and do a good job of it better than you do will do it for $300 or $350 or something for a file.
Yeah, I when I consult agents the same way. I said the first thing you want to leverage is TC. It's important to know the contracts, 100%, but someone else can send the documents on your behalf. It's okay. Just let it go.
Yeah, collect all these papers and everything. Yeah, absolutely. The first step before hiring an assistant is to outsource the TC. And then we have a sales manager who's paid on commission, and her job is to, hit the salespeople, metaphorically, of course, until they make sales. She beats sales out of them, and then the staff help produce the sales, and I just sort of help coach people or walk them through deals or, talk to them about investments or other strategies and stuff. And I do my own prospecting. It's a very simple business. I think, it's funny when you watch new agents, they're like, where's my website? Where are my cards? Where it's like, no one cares. Like, go out and call people. If you're not calling people and meeting them or having virtual meetings with them, you're not doing the right job.
Well said. Yeah. Absolutely. Question about, so you have a group of buyers, agents, etc. You have a way that you funnel, the business in, what have you. You're still doing your own job. You prospect. You also bring, you're still a rainmaker, right? Do you guys work on a geographic area, or you just based on, hey, people, call people?
Yeah, we farm our database, right? So we don't do and again, that's my choice. I don't think a geographic farm is a great business model. There are people who do it very well, but like if you're listening and you're not a geographic farmer right now, I probably wouldn't pursue that. It's very expensive and very competitive, and not to be defeatist, but there's probably someone doing it better than you, right? If someone already owns a neighborhood, do you want to spend 4 years and a lot of money trying to, why do that? This is a people business, and our clients are the people, so we go where the people are. Now, we built a team using the Keller Williams Inkblot expansion model. So we have agents in, who live in the Valley, who live in South LA, who live in Mid-City, who live in, Pasadena, East LA area. So we've hired agents who live all over to make sure that, we can be an end-to-end solution for our clients. So like, Meny, let's say you called us, you say, okay, I want to buy a house in Calabasas. Great, we can handle that. And then you say, I want to buy an apartment building in East LA. Well, we can handle that. Okay, my sister wants to buy a condo in Mid-City. We can handle that professionally, right? Like, we're not just like, well, sure, I can go on the MLS and look it up. But like, we have agents who have dealt with that product type and area and can provide competent representation for the client. And that way we don't want to lose clients. We don't want to be like, well, if you're going over to the Valley, we got to call someone else. We don't do it. No, we do that. We have agents who do that.
Yeah, and that's back to the how you position yourself as a team geographically, but once again, you're servicing the needs, not just the specific properties or what have you.
Yeah, my second client, really helped me formulate this idea. He did an apartment building in Koreatown, apartment building in South LA, a house in Encino, then a house in Tarzana, then an office building in Van Nuys. It's like, I didn't do the office building, that was out of what I do, but why would I want to give up those deals, right? Why do I want to not? I have the relationship's the hardest thing to get. I just need to be competent to solve those problems for him. So,
how did you and your team adjusted? How did you guys adjust to the stay at home since mid-late March, COVID, etc.? Did it affect your business in any way?
Well, we were actually, like, the week the shutdown happened, we had no cancellations, and I thought, we're just really good at our job. And then it took, I kept hearing from the team leaders and the other offices and on Facebook that escrows are canceling like crazy. Right. And then we had nothing happening, and then one day, just like, I don't know, we must have lost 15 million in escrows in like a week. It was just, we had a really brutal week, just delayed. So sure, we lost escrows. The biggest problem we had was our May was real slow. May is, a function of what you do in March, and I think people took some time to adjust, and sales were slow then. But other than that, we've done very well, and I sort of don't like this question because I think people are trying to validate. No, I'm not being that rude right now.
Oh,
right?
no, it's okay, man.
I don't mind if you're offended. I just don't want people watching to think that I'm.
Sure. Thank you for mentioning
But I don't like the question because I think that people are looking for an excuse to say, oh, it's COVID, I don't have to prospect. And I keep going back to the same theme, right? It's like, look, people are buying and selling homes. They didn't buy and sell a lot of homes in March and April, but now the market's moving just fine. And we're probably at, 80 to 100% of normal sales volume.
Right.
So everything's good. We're making sales. We're helping our clients. Some people need to buy. Some people need to sell. Some people do both. But nothing changes. Like, it's actually, in a weird way, it's better for our model. And also, I wish the world was back to normal, but our model is prospecting heavy leveraged operations. So if myself and my agents are spending less time in cars because our showings are down and our appointments are virtual, in theory, we can spend more time prospecting. So as a salesperson, this is a great time for us because we can be more efficient. Now, if you're a new agent or don't have a database, I don't have a good answer for how do you build a database in this market. You can't go and meet people, right? You can't go do social activities or hold open houses. But people are buying and selling homes. You just got to find them.
And you see, that's what I ask you because you're a busy guy and you guys are a busy team. And your counter to this question, right? Doesn't matter like which angle it's being asked or by who is, hey man, there's always an opportunity. You just have to go and seek for it. And that's my point as well. And I appreciate you be super authentic, like you know best, and answering that in that way. Because another piece just to compliment is you said my team has right now even more time on their hand to focus on the 20%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some people have some issues with with childcare, but other than that, you really don't have much of an excuse, right? You're not going to the office. You're not going to team meetings. It's all virtual. You're not going on, if Meny, you want to buy a house, I'm not showing you 20 properties. I'm showing you 6 now because you're more discerning about where you're going to. And if you want to sell your house, we're doing a Zoom call or a conference call, so I'm saving 2 hours there. So I have more time to prospect. It's that simple. And people are buying and selling homes, so it's just a matter of going out there and prospecting to find them.
Yeah, and we see that a lot of agents, those who were that are busy on a regular basis, before COVID, now they're even busier because they never stop prospecting and lead generating. So it's working just fine, or even more.
Yeah, well, you remember back in 2008 and 2009 when the market shifted and people were dropping out of real estate like crazy. And that, like if you're not going to prospect, you're not going to succeed in this market. So I grew my market share then, and I'm going to grow it this time around too.
Absolutely, yeah. Here's a question for you, Richard. So let's say I'm a new agent. When I say new, not just necessarily like a new licensee, maybe new licensee, or maybe someone who's in production, but I wasn't able to really break through, right? And maybe I still have a mentor, or maybe I'm thinking about teaming up with someone or whatever. Why join a team? Why join a established team like you have for what? Like what's the reason? What's the benefit?
Well, look, I think you have to self-identify why you're not making sales, right? If you're not making sales because you are not prospecting and learning based, it's probably not going to happen for you, right? So if you're watching this, let's assume you're learning based at least. The people who succeed, let me answer sort of the reverse. I have people on my team who would succeed individually. I have people on my team who would not succeed individually. What I do is I eliminate the rough patches for you. And any good team should, right? When you join the team, we're saying, here's some business to work on. Here's leads. Here's clients. We give you more specialized training. The market centers give great training, but the market centers can't give you the level of training we give because we're paying a lot of extra money for that, right? Like we have a coach, so like market centers don't offer coaching, you have to hire a third-party coach, right? We use the market center training as the starting point, and then we build on top of that. But we take away all the other stuff that you're doing that's taking away from prospecting and meeting with people. And that's the only thing that you need to do as a salesperson. So look, maybe you're not making sales because you have too much going on to really focus on making those sales, right? Maybe you're spending all that time on the website and no one's just told you, no one cares about the website. Go out there and pick up the phone, and maybe no one's really sat on you until you've started using your database. You know, I have agents who've never used a database before and done very well, and I have agents that need you to like sit there next to them while they load names in the database, or it won't happen. So, it's a really broad question. What does a team offer? A team solves a lot of your problems. It may not solve all of them, but if you have the ability to sell real estate, a good team, will allow you to sell real estate at a high level, and that's the difference maker we have. We have agents who started as assistants on our team who became top agents. We have people who came to us doing a few million a year that are now doing 20 million a year. So, we solve all those problems. And what's really interesting is that there's not one personality type. I have high I's and high D's and everything in between. I have a lot of former admin types on the team who are like S and C personality types. Mm-hmm. And, they succeed because we build a system that people can succeed in. And people have different results, of course, but, it all works out for them if they do the right things, which is prospecting and learn. So, did I answer your question? That was a little rambling. I'm sorry.
No, it's good stuff. I mean, once again, you're pretty much making the point that in the environment matters, right? Yeah. And systems matters, and at the end of the day, it's also the person's eager or hunger to succeed. If you mix it all of that together, it's very hard not to succeed.
Yeah, I think real estate's a simple business, and I've had a former assistant of mine become our top agent of the year on the team 4 different times. That's pretty wild because your average buyer agent profile is a DI profile, and your average assistant's an SC profile. So we've just found a system that allows people to work with their strengths. I have people who are incredible process people who will sit down and do their prospecting to a T. And I have people who don't use their database at all, which is extraordinarily frustrating to me. But they both succeed because we build around their abilities. Now, I'll say that the opposite of that, and I don't mean to throw shade at anyone, but there's a lot of fake teams out there. And if a team's not handing you people to call and handing you an actual platform to succeed, it's not a team, right? There's a lot of Meny and associates, right? Well, that's not really a team unless Meny has permanent staff, a business track record, and excess business. And conversely, if you're thinking of starting a team, you will not succeed unless you're offering those things to people, right? And a lot of people think that they're going to do that, and it's really unfortunate because you watch them not succeed, and it's not what you want to see as another realtor.
Yeah, and I do think also it's a different model that you're very people centric. So you make sure that the person's success or your success is their success and vice versa. Some model is just here, I'll give you something, give me something back. It's more like an exchange, but not really focus on the people, which is okay because once again, it works for some other people too. But once again, you sold 125 mil last year, right? So it showed that the results speaks for themselves too.
We did it. The team did it.
You was the team, correct? Correct. Yeah. So where do you think, or what are your thoughts about right now, COVID, less opportunity for people that maybe don't have established business or trying to break through, etc. Do you think teams will expand? Do you think now it's a better time to join teams or?
Yeah, in 2008, when the market cycle happened, I was a solo, and my business grew a lot. In 2009, that's when I started building the team. But we saw in that market cycle that there was the first shift towards teams. So I believe, and I think it's probably factually accurate, that the notion of team really took off in parallel with the market cycle of 2008. And there's a lot of reasons why. And again, I don't want to. Nothing I say is with judgment or to be rude, but I'll just sort of state what I observe. And it may sound rude. That's okay. You guys will get it. And if not, that's okay too. But like, look, I'll give you an example. In 2008, I had probably sold by that point 75 properties. I think, the top agent at Westside, or one of the top agents at Westside at that point. I'm 5-6 years in the business. That was the first time someone ever asked, "Why should I hire you?" Right? And I think what you saw was you had this shift from, we were order takers. My first sale, I got a desk call, which no one knows what that is. That's okay. And I just drove out there, and I showed up, and I happened to walk right in between a transaction and get my first closing, right? And that's okay. That's fine. That's a great way to get paid. I did that because I was prospecting a lot, and that was the right day to make the right phone call. But what happened is then you have this shift in 2008, and the first person's like, "Why should I hire you?" No one ever asked me. I was completely stumped. And you can imagine, I don't really get stumped a whole lot, but no one had ever asked me. And there was a shift that the consumer wanted skills-based realtors. And it's very hard in our business to demonstrate skill except for track record, right? I can interview you and say, "Well, you're a sharp guy, Meny," but I can also go on Zillow or Realtor.com and see, "Oh, you only sold 4 houses last year." And so you're going to see, as the market tightens, or if people perceive it tightens, they're going to do more research. I did a listing appointment yesterday, and I said, "Do you want me to go over the marketing plan and the track record?" And the guy said, "No, I already read about you. I know that I want to work with you because I saw how many sales you had online." Well, that's good. Mm-hmm. So there's a very long answer to your question, which is basically, look, if you're not succeeding, it's not going to get easier, and it doesn't mean that you can't succeed, but in the near future, the business model will be, I want to hire the big team because the big team implies a certain sense of security and quality. It's, like, pretend we went to restaurants again, It's if you went to, a shopping center and there's a Chipotle and a Meny's Tacos, you're going to go to Chipotle because the quality is guaranteed. I like Chipotle. If you don't like Chipotle, maybe that doesn't make sense. But, you go to the brand name because the brand name connotes a consistent, measurable, identifiable product. And that's what the team is. The team is a guarantee of consistency and result, that I can show I have a big track record of result. And that will guarantee that for the next client, and then they will prefer to work with me. It's going to really shrink the market of available business out there for agents. So if they're not succeeding, if they're not getting what they need to, it may be an opportunity for them to move to a team. And I want to share with you guys, people on a team don't make less. My agents probably make more than a lot of you guys. I don't know who's watching, but I have agents who do very well. Right? I'll have almost everyone making 100K this year net on my team. That's the goal. And I like to get people to 250 and 300, which I've done before. I've had 3 different agents take home over 250 a year. Being on a team isn't a step down. It's a zero cost environment. It's a much easier business because my agents are doing 20, 25 deals a year, whereas you might be doing 5 or 6 now. If you lose a third of 6 deals, it's a real problem, right? But if you lose, that's 2, right? If my agents lose 2 deals, it's not a big deal to them.
Yeah, sorry. And, that was my next question, by the way, about the earning potential. So thank you for just throwing it out there. And in addition, to complement the first part of what you mentioned is that also like one of the benefits that I see, the strength of KW, because we function as a team as a whole, anyways. So when you're a team within a team, it's even double the strength and the power of the team.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why we're here. We can go independent, but we understand the same Chipotle Meny's Tacos example works here versus being independent or a no-name brokerage. I mean, that's not the only reason why, but being able to say we're the largest real estate company in the world is a big benefit. It's a part of our pitch. It's a big benefit to us. And so it's the same signal to the client that they're getting a measurable product that they can be guaranteed will have a consistent level of result.
Yeah, and we have a capping model. So at one point the agent will cap from the office split.
Yeah.
Right. So it's more cash in their pocket, whatever the split with the team as well. Right. So.
Oh yeah, it's the best financial model for us, for anyone really. I remember when I came in for my interview in 2007 with Rob Eigner, and I had been a $4 million producer at Prudential before that, which is it's not nothing, but it's not a lot. And Rob told me the cap was like, I forget, it was like 33 or 35 or whatever it is. And I don't do the book, so I don't know what happens.
Clearly.
Yeah, I just prospect. I just call people and meet people and do webinars. And Rob said the cap is like whatever it was a year, and I thought, holy crap! I literally paid like 50% split my second year at Prudential on 100K of GCI. I'm like, I'm gonna save $20,000 this year at KW. Then I got the other stuff out of it too. The learning stuff is worth way more, but Rob always likes to pretend like he really convinced me to come over. I'm like, when you said cap, I was sold. This is great. But of course now it's early August, I have to start my cap again, and I'm not thrilled about it.
Yeah. Well, you build your own path for sure, and one thing that you did, and because we all get the same opportunity, right? And it's the same MRA book or the same seminars, etc. And like you mentioned, those who showed up right now, and we're gonna have some, quite a bit of people watching this session right now and afterwards. But it's people that want to succeed, want to learn. But it's the mix of the hustle with humility of learning. Okay, how can I grow and how can I do better and how can I help others? It's going to help me as well. That's the journey, pretty much. In your case, the last 16 years.
Yeah, and once at first I came over, I was not interested in learning. I didn't think that. You guys, I'll just say your management, right? I'll say I didn't think you guys had anything to teach me. Who are you? I don't care. Right. And even Rob, Rob was a big producer when he was an agent. And then I sort of got into it. I got a ticket to family reunion in 2007, I think it was, in Anaheim. I forget now. 2008, Anaheim, the first Anaheim one. Mm-hmm. And I went, I started learning, and then I had an assistant. I was struggling with that, and I picked up the Red Book again, and I started taking the classes. And, I'm still like, we have Mega Camp coming up in, I don't know, a month or so. And, we still do all the training. I take the whole team to family reunion. We used to go to Mega Camp. We don't go this year. But we're very focused on learning and improving. And, now that I've taken a lot of the classes, I'm not doing the classes as much, but I'm reading a book every 2 weeks, hopefully. And I'm doing podcasts, always trying to figure out a little bit better. In the book Atomic Habits, the guy talks about what would happen if you made yourself like 1% better every week, something like that. And I just try to focus on how can I be 1% better at this every week. And so that's all you need to do. You don't need to be 1% better, or you don't need to be 100% better next week. That's a hard habit to keep. But just a little bit better every week, and that's what I coach my guys to do. It's actually quite a bit by the end of the year. It really adds up.
Send me afterwards the copy of the book or whatever. I'll check it out.
I'll tell you, it's Atomic Habits by James Clear.
Oh, Atomic Habits.
Yeah, it's a fantastic book on habit building.
Thanks for sharing that. Yeah. 1% at a time, chunking down. Yeah. Richard, what else do you wanna share before we're gonna let you go back to your busy life?
Oh, thank you. I think that I really appreciate being in real estate, and I think that I feel bad when people don't do well, because I think it's such an incredible job for the right people. And in doing this for a long time, I've observed some things, and one of it is that, like I sort of mentioned before, such a wide range of people can really succeed here, and it's really the opportunity that if you put in the work and you are learning based, and we just keep repeating the same themes over, people can succeed at a level that they wouldn't succeed at in any other place. And I have people on my team, again, it's not a judgment, I have people on my team who, basically everyone's making more money than they've ever made before, but it's not, most people can't go out and make $200K a year in a job. There's just not a lot of jobs that pay that, especially if you don't have a professional degree or some sort of specialized training. And it's really an enormous amount of money. And some people have done that in the past or could do that, but most of us probably can't. And to talk about that's fairly easy to do in real estate within a couple of years of starting is a pretty incredible thing. So I think people need to really think about that. And then the other thing I talk about a lot about, which is a little bit off topic for team building, is, well, I'll throw in one more thing there, is that I kind of mentioned before, everyone wants to build a team. I want you to remember that running a team and being a good real estate salesperson are different jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And you may be good at one and not the other. You may be good at both, but probably not. And if you're really good at one, that's okay if you are not good at the other one. I've coached a lot of agents who have been great individual agents and failed at building a team, and that's okay, right? It's okay just to be an individual. Running a team or having a bulk number of sales is not the goal. The goal is client satisfaction and net profitability, right? And then that would lead me to the last thing I usually like to share with people is that the reality is that most of us, and I'm just trying to be realistic about the nature of humans. I know everyone listening is a special snowflake and not the average person I'm describing, but, I've been in real estate 16 years. I don't know a lot of agents that have been in real estate longer than me. Well, there are some, and you probably know their names because you get famous if you stick around that long. But like most people don't last that long. It's a high stress grind of a business. And I think that you need to have an exit strategy planned. That if you're not going to do this for 30 years, I mean, how many agents do you know that have done well for 30 years?
Not many.
Okay, they're out there, but not a lot. You know. I think what we want to do is really think about the plan. What's the plan? How long am I going to do this for? Right? Maybe I need to slow down a little bit because I'm going to burn out if I'm going too fast. Maybe I need to leverage. Maybe you don't need a team. Maybe you just need an assistant to leverage you out a little bit and add 5 years. It's like a sports career. Give your knees a few extra years, right?
Right.
And then look at real estate as an investment vehicle. A lot of agents are not investing in real estate, and it's really, it's almost unethical.
Well,
if you're a stockbroker, you call me, Richard, I want to sell you a stock. I said, okay, Meny, how much of that stock do you own? And you're like, well, I don't own any stock. I rent an apartment. Why would I listen to you, right? If you're going to pitch real estate, you should own real estate. And I know it's not possible for everyone today, but if you don't have a plan to own real estate plural, what are we doing here, right? Real estate's the best investment. If you don't believe that, don't be in real estate. And if you do believe that, go out there and buy multiple real estate properties because that's the best way to retire. It's the best way to gain wealth. And if you actually ethically believe in what you're doing, it's what you should be doing.
Yeah. Thanks for that pitch because we do encourage. No. Thanks for the pitch because we do encourage people and support people in various ways to buy. Even like we do encourage buy and hold as well because it's also an exit strategy, right? Unless it's like a flip or whatever. But that was on point, Richard, and very inspiring. So and listening hearing that from someone who's selling, running a team, and do it himself. So it's also kosher. It's legit. So thanks for that. Richard, I'll let you go now that once again you're busy. Thank you so much for your time and for that insight. And whoever is watching, if you guys are interested to learn more about what teams are doing and how they function, etc., I have Richard's extension team in our Westside office. They're doing remarkable. Those guys are amazing. And reach out to me, ask me questions, and I have no doubt that Richard will going to make himself available as well to have a conversation. And
connect them to me. And our Westside office has the walking desk. It's a treadmill connected to a desk for walking and prospecting. And so we'll do 35-40 million on 2 agents in that office this year, I think. So
it's unbelievable. Yeah, those guys are amazing. Just
make sure they're in the office prospecting, and let me know if they're not.
Yeah. Richard Schulman, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Meny. Talk to you soon.
Stay healthy. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.